Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died today at 87 from complications of pancreatic cancer. The lifelong champion of women's rights grew in popularity with a new generation in her 80s, becoming a feminist icon and the High Court's most prominent member. Tonight, the condolences are pouring in. Alice Barr has more from our nation's capital.
The Supreme Court turning into a memorial tonight as mourners gather to say goodbye to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The icon of the High Court and pioneer for women's rights died at home today, surrounded by her family. She was 87 and had been fighting pancreatic cancer.
She gave her life to expanding rights and understood that the country was at its best when we widened our arms.
Justice Ginsburg spent more than a quarter century on the U.S. Supreme Court in a career guided by the fight for equality.
How wrong it is to judge people on the basis of what they look like.
She helped launch the ACLU Women's Rights Project in the 1970s, and in the 1990s, President Clinton named her as the second woman on the highest court in the land. Within hours of her death, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced the Republican-controlled Senate would be voting for a new nominee, even though he blocked President Obama's nominee months before the 2016 election. Democrats pointing to an NPR report that Justice Ginsburg told her granddaughter her dying wish was to not be replaced until a new president is installed. Tonight, the presidential candidates paying their respects.
She was an amazing woman who led an amazing life.
She practiced the highest American ideals as a justice.
Among the many condolences pouring in, Chief Justice John Roberts writing of his colleague, quote, "Today we mourn, but with confidence that future generations will remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg as we knew her, a tireless and resolute champion of justice." Justice Ginsburg once recalled that her mother told her to be a lady, and to her that meant to be your own person, be independent. She was. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Alice, thanks. And the governor of Arizona mourning the loss of the Supreme Court justice as well tonight. In a statement released hours ago, he says in part, quote, "She has inspired generations of young girls and boys and gave us one of the most endearing examples of how to befriend those from across the aisle." Part of Justice Ginsburg's enduring legacy is her friendship with Justice Scalia, a reminder of the importance of civility and decency. Now is the time for our country to honor her and her historic life as she so rightfully deserves. And Arizona Representative Raul Grijalva releasing a statement on behalf of her passing tonight as well. One part reads, quote, "I know that the lives of my daughters and granddaughters are better thanks to her work and shining example. To honor her legacy, we must continue the work she began. We must never back down, and we must let her strength guide us." U.S. Senator Martha McSally also making a statement on Twitter tonight. It reads, "Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg broke barriers for all women. My prayers are with her family in this difficult time." She also took to Twitter an hour later to say this: "The U.S. Senate should vote on President Trump's next nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court." U.S. Senator Kyrsten Sinema also releasing a statement tonight that reads, quote, "Ruth Bader Ginsburg spent her life showing the world that focused, unflappable women who refused to be outworked could change America for the better. She inspired me and countless others, and I join all Arizonans and all Americans in gratitude for her leadership and service to our country." And Senate candidate Mark Kelly putting out a statement tonight as well. In part, he says, quote, "I am in awe of how much Justice Ginsburg's accomplished in her lifetime, leaving a legacy that impacted women's rights and equal protection under the law for all Americans. Gabby and I are sad tonight, as I know many Arizonans are."